It's two names, really. It's Jude Cowan Montague, and Cowan is my birth name. That's the Scottish name. And Montague is my married name. I'm no longer married, but I've kept the name because
it's cool.
It's the same name as my daughter, and it just sort of stuck too. All my admin stuff is in Montague as a, you know, but I kept the Cowan, and then so two names, two complex names, got longer. I'm a painter and a printmaker, and my printmaker style is like a painterly style. It's so that fits in with that whole way of working. So in that way, I'm like an expressive painter. Whether it's printmaking or painting, and I do video and things as well, but very casually and in almost a comic way, because I have a sense of humor, but it's sort of expressive, and I might perform in those videos, but it's always in this sort of expressive, sort of outward, sort of colourful kind of vibe usually. And a bit of narrative thrown in. So it sort of crosses, the way I work crosses those platforms. And I've been a musician all my life. And in that I have a bit more of a specific directory, in that I love tunes, I love melody. And I tend to have a big interest in, I don't know, singing and melody lines on keyboards. I have a whole load of vintage keyboards. That's been more recently, but I find it really expresses me, these lovely sounds of vintage keyboards. And look, I have my new record, and it came back, and it has a print on the front.
Fantastic! Fabulous!
There I am.
Are you gonna make music?
Well, that's one of my prints. This is me and my other half, Matthew Armstrong, playing in our shed, playing with our Hammond organ. And it's just really tuneful, it's original material, and it's very fun. And there's a sort of serious thing with art sometimes. It's not serious enough, therefore it isn't clever. And this is, it's clever in its own way. The Wire, which is a very respectful magazine, one of the top music magazines, it says breezy, shamelessly cheerful melodies.
Oh, fantastic.
Always be yourself, but also try not to worry and just try and do things. I think it's sort of doing. You've got to get stuck into whatever it is and just do it. That's my best advice. I think, or just actually do it. Don't get stopped from doing it, and just do it. And if it's wrong, mistakes are brilliant. Mistakes make you learn and change, and you can see yourself do things wrong, and don't beat yourself up for your mistakes, but try and be good. Obviously, try and be good quality art. Try and make good stuff, and try and make stuff that is also morally good. But but that's your definition, and find yourself by doing it and just trying for that, and don't get caught up on, I did it wrong, I didn't do it good enough. You can chuck it away and start again, but keep doing it and try and make good stuff. We should also think about the audience, not necessarily in pleasing them or making stuff to sell, but stuff that gives people something through it. I don't really believe in, if you're putting stuff out there, that you should be just self-indulgent. That's not what being yourself is. Give things that people can engage with, that keep them occupied, that help their minds both develop and wander and be fruitful inside their minds. And I used to work for Reuters. I was an archivist for 10 years on Reuters news stories, and I did something that was a bit kind of risky, really, but I did it with the best intentions and a good heart. I would use some of the quirky stories, because we often have very quirky stories, and I wanted to bring in real stories and real opinions, so I would bring them into my more surreal world, and it could feel, if you're not with me, it could feel a little dangerous. Yeah, I guess having had this huge experience of news, and I got into it through being a film historian, so I've got something to I've got that serious side and that international interest in both the brilliant and the terrible things that happen and that people do to each other, and the struggles in so many different environments to survive. That is a real big thing, and it comes out in different ways in more expressive work, because I think as a personality, that's how I am. I'm an expressive person and a colourful person, and musical person, into melody and colour, and it comes out in those ways. But actually I have a very serious interest in. Strange that sometimes they waste. I used to, this is my young voice talking, not me now, but my young voice would have said, these older people are wasting these years, that these beautiful years in which they're a little freer than having to get the grind, and they should be now really expressing themselves and going for it and learning stuff and being really part, just like I want to be. But I'm also worried, because I'm younger, about how I'm going to keep myself and how I'm going to keep my family and my future family, and how I have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about that. Why don't they really enjoy themselves and really feel like they can get stuck into whatever it is that. Why do some of them sit around going, oh, I'm too old now? And yes. A lot of people do. I mean, oh, I'm old now. No, I'm not going to do anything now. Oh, it's too late for me. You go and you enjoy yourself. It's too late for me. Oh, I don't understand anymore. I'm just too old. I'm just going to just watch the television or 200 days a year. Don't think that you can't do stuff because you're old. Do what you can. You have to always shift about. It's like if you have a disability, for instance, Django Reinhardt, look at him. We've got, less fingers, and yet he's the famous guitarist, the most famous guitarist, considered the best guitarist. Well, if you were the kind of person where, oh, I haven't got all my fingers now, you had a terrible accident, and I'm not dissing the accident or anything, I'm just saying, isn't it amazing? Because if you just keep going and doing and stuff, what could happen, if you don't, if you can't stop the limitation, but you can work with the limitation and think, this is the person I am now, how can I do what I need to do in this situation?